Stories about giants have existed in human history in different forms. Sometimes called ogres, giants are thought to be creatures so big that the earth trembled when they walked. Many people believe that these stories about giants are just fairy tales, while others believe that giants did exist in our physical world. In this video, we will show you the top 15 most mysterious discoveries of giants. Before we start, make sure to like this video and subscribe our channel. Alien skull in Peru. A renowned Peruvian archaeologist discovered what is said to be mummified remains of an alien creature. This creature has a triangle-shaped skull, which is nearly as big as a 20-feet-long body. How is that even possible? The strange details of the skull point to the fact that this could be an alien. What's more, scientists have been unable to link the physical features of the skull and the alien body to any of the ethnic groups that have lived on Earth. Seems like this is an extraterrestrial being. Giant skeleton of India. Could there have been a race of giants in India? Well, crowds flocked to an archaeological site where a group of explorers unearthed the skeletal remains of a human of phenomenal size, measuring 18 feet in height. This must be the tallest human skeleton in India. Tire Explorations was supported by National Geographic. Experts believed that the giant skeleton was part of remains of ancient people who were created with phenomenal size. The giant skeleton of Saudi Arabian desert. A recent gas exploration activity in a Saudi Arabian desert uncovered the ancient skeletal remains of humans of a phenomenal size. Archaeologists are conducting various studies to find out the true facts relating to these skeletons' origin. However, local people and religious scholars link these gigantic skeletons to a story mentioned in the Holy Quran. The story states that God created a race of tall, big, and powerful people who could put their arm around big tree trunks and break them. This race was named Ad. This powerful race later turned against God, and they were destroyed. West Virginia giants. In ancient burial mounds of West Virginia, a number of giant skeletons have been found. Some of these ancient giant skeletons were also found in the early days of coal mining. More were discovered when the ground was later being excavated for other purposes. Also in 1838, when archaeologists were excavating the Great Creek Mound, which is in present-day Moundsville, West Virginia, they found mysterious giant human skeletons. These skeletons of giants measured a staggering 8 feet in length. Giant skeletons of Ecuador. Legends talk of a city of giants located in Ecuador, deep within the Amazon rainforest. Researchers discovered megalithic structures and pyramids that stood 260 feet tall and 260 feet wide. These structures were built with huge stones weighing about 2 tons each. Initially, explorers concluded that the huge stone structures were natural. Later in the year 1964, locals discovered abnormally large bones, including a shin bone that looked like it belonged to a very tall human being. This led archaeologists to conclude that giants had actually lived in the area. Giants of Death Valley. Giant bodies were found in an underground network of tunnels in Death Valley. The bodies were found with remains of prehistoric animals, precious items, and huge weapons. The giant human skeletons were 9 feet tall and about 9,000 years old. A newspaper in San Diego first reported the news in 1947, but the story along with the giant remains seemed to have disappeared in thin air. How could such a historic discovery just fade away? What a strange world indeed. Bhima stove. You will be amazed by this story from India that proves the existence of giants. This is Bhima's stove. The monument is placed at Pancharathas, Mahabalipuram, India. Geologists and archaeologists believe the rock arrangement isn't a natural formation. Rather, it must have been arranged by a giant called Bhima. It is believed that Bhima was 12 feet tall. Bhima used to set up fire beneath the metallic cooking pot. To this day, the underside of the pot has soot remains on it. According to local legends, Bhima was granted invincible strength when he met the reptilian. The Bible. It would be a rational position to take if we said that biblical evidence isn't worth much. Nevertheless, many historians have used the Bible for various references. When it comes to our topic, the Bible is a good example, for it states that giants have existed since the times of the Old Testament, for instance. It narrates the story of the big Goliath whom David defeated with a stone and a sling. Mexican giants. In March 2015, a photo went viral on social media showing gigantic human skulls. These skulls were allegedly unearthed in a small village in Sierra de Tapalapa in southern Mexico. It was later revealed that the picture wasn't authentic. It's a graphic artist's work. Nevertheless, the picture did spark a discussion about a giant race known as Quinametzin that supposedly roamed Mexico. 20 feet tall Zejua and 10 feet tall Tilcasino were said to be members of this family. An amazing discovery indeed. Giant ape tooth. A German scientist visited an apothecary in Hong Kong looking for dragon teeth. During his visit, he stumbled upon a large molar in a dusty drawer of trinkets. The most interesting fact is that the tooth did not belong to a dragon or an ape. Rather, it was evidence in the existence of a gigantic creature called Pithecus. The Pithecus is the largest species of primate ever discovered and is believed to have partial human origins. Members of this species stood about 10 feet tall and weighed 1,200 pounds. The tooth found by the German scientists dated back 9 million to 100,000 million years. This story kind of reminds one of King Kong, doesn't it? Mysterious giant skeleton. In the Krasnodar region of northern Caucasus, a team of Russian archaeologists made a wonderful discovery. While excavating a historical site, they found the bones of giants. The bones are believed to be the remains of ancient people belonging in the Bronze Age, who lived about 4,000 years ago. Archaeologists revealed that the male skeletons measured a full 2 meters in height, while female skeletons measured approximately 1.7 meters. The giant skull of a Cyclops. Some discoveries may sound like creepypasta, but they were actually real stories. On a foggy winter day, a group of men suddenly came across something that was completely out of the ordinary. An enormous skull with the socket of a single eye was discovered. The grotesque-looking skull belonged to a massive monster. Archaeologists linked the skeleton to a huge mammal giant called a Cyclops that only had one red eye. It was estimated that this Cyclope was 6 feet tall and weighed 6 tons. This intriguing fossil was estimated to be at least 3 million years old. The Giant of Ohio. This is a giant story from Ohio. Workmen engaged in excavating a cellar located on Webster Street across from a mammoth skeleton one day. The large-sized skeleton clearly indicated that the human to whom the skeleton belonged was of a giant stature. The skeleton measured 7 feet in height. Most of the bones of this gigantic skeleton crumbled as soon as they were exposed to the air. Hence, archaeologists were not able to ascertain whether it was of American origin or Indian origin. One thing is certain, the remains must have been interred a long, long time ago. Unique giant skeleton in Thailand. A huge ancient humanoid skeleton was found in a cave in Krabi, Thailand. The skeleton was a male and measured about 6 meters. However, the most amazing fact about this skeleton is that next to the giant skeleton were found remains of a serpent. It is said that the giant skeleton must have been killed by a horned snake in a cave. This discovery sparked widespread public curiosity. It left people wondering whether snakes sneak into graves to feast on the dead. The footprint of God. In addition to skeletal remains, another thing that proves giant people did exist are footprints. Nearly 100 years ago, a giant footprint was found by a hunter in South Africa. Locals nicknamed it the footprint of God. The footprint was 1.2 meters long, and according to estimates, its owner must have stood 27 feet tall. There are no marks or carvings on the rock, indicating that the rock was stepped on while it was in molten form. Estimated to be 3 billion years old, the footprint cannot be of a modern human, because at the time, life on Earth was in microscopic stages. Which of these discoveries was the most amazing? What do you think giants exist even today? Please let us know in the comments below. And you can click here to watch How Experts Solve Mystery of Egypt Stone. I have explained it in detail in this video. If you like this video, you will definitely like that too. Thanks for watching.